stick with it in the Southern African region in Namibia, where the 51st annual meetings of the African insurance companies is currently taking place in Windhoek, the political and economic capital of Namibia in Southern Africa. The general meeting provides top executives of the insurance firms and others to discuss major issues that the sector faces across Africa, as well as in the host country, Namibia.
IO was established in 1972 as a non-governmental organization and non-political to recognize all the African countries' insurance industries. The organization promotes insurance education that is relevant to the African insurance markets and strengthens through leadership to be perceived as an advocate and center of competence for the African insurance industry. The AIO is out to promote the best practices and initiate projects which demonstrate the benefits of insurance to consumers, regulators, policymakers, and equally enhance the strategic partnerships with African insurance associations through a focus on specific value propositions. 2 years ago, Namibia was selected to host this prestigious event, and we delightedly accepted and started with preparations. During our preparations, the Namibian government, with the specific help from the Ministry of Finance and Home Affairs, supported us to make this conference the success it is today. The year also marks the 100th board meeting of the AIO, which Namibia is very proud to host. This event hopefully does not put only our country on the map for future conferences, but it provides an opportune platform for local corporate leaders to build networks, to share lessons, and to deal with issues of climate change, the future of insurance, and the development of sustainable businesses.
The International Association of Insurance Supervisors Global Insurance Market Report of December 2023. Total assets reported in the sector-wide monitoring declined by 5.5 to $40 trillion US dollars. And the total liabilities declined by 5.8 to 35 trillion at the year end of 2022. And the drivers behind the decline in the assets are declined in the equity prices and widened credit spreads on corporate and sovereign debt. And the decline in the liabilities were mainly driven by increased interest rates at the year end 2022 compared to the year end of 2021. So that is in terms of how the insurance looks like on the global scale. And further, the report states that when we look ahead, most supervisors, including myself at the Register of Insurers, expect a stable or slight negative outlook of solvency position of insurers in their jurisdictions, particularly in the light of uncertainty in the economic environment. The effect of COVID-19 pandemic are largely considered to have been overcome. However, geopolitical tensions, including the war in Ukraine and the overall volatility of the financial markets, continue to negatively influence supervisors' outlook for the insurance sector. Key risks for the non-life insurance sector relates to inflationary environment, while lapses and surrender resulting from higher interest rates and the rise in the cost of living could negatively affect the life insurers. Maybe back home in Namibia now. In Namibia, the insurance industry is like that of many developing countries, playing a crucial role in the economic stability and development. As a vital part of the financial services industry, insurance companies help to manage risk, mobilize savings, and encourage investment. The Namibian insurance market is characterized by its changing landscape, regulatory environment, and the continuous evolution of customer needs. Namibia's insurance market is characterized by significant growth potential, driven by increasing economic development, a growing middle class, a rising awareness of importance of insurance, the regulatory development aimed at market stability and resilience. The insurance penetration is relatively low compared to most developing markets, but is one of the higher rates within the African continent. The insurance sector is broadly divided into three segments made up of one state-owned national reinsurer, 14 life insurance, and 14 non-life companies. The Namibia Financial Institution Supervisory Authority, NAMFISA, oversees the conduct and the prudential soundness of insurance companies, ensuring they adhere to regulatory standards designed to protect policyholders and maintain market stability.
The conference provides an avenue for African insurance companies and other stakeholders to share ideas and craft strategies to secure the well-being of our people in the midst of these catastrophes. The hosting of this conference coincides with a period of serious drought in our country, and indeed in other countries within the SADC region, which has worsened food insecurity in the region. The Namibian government has, as a result, declared a state of national disaster to underscore the severity of the situation and as a call to action for the private sector, our development partners, and the international community to assist the government to raise the required resources to provide relief to affected communities in order to safeguard lives and livelihoods. Climate change has increased Africa's vulnerability to disasters, and the continent has experienced a wide range of natural catastrophes, including floods, droughts, and sometimes Namibia would have both at the same time. One part of the country is flooded, another part is drought-stricken. Last year, it was incredible. The same region is having drought on the one side and flooding on the other side. These events do not only pose a serious threat to the lives and livelihoods of communities, but they also have far-reaching economic consequences, undermining the continent's achievements of Agenda 2063. And here in Namibia, our country was pulled down from a growth, an annual GDP growth of more than 6% to a negative growth of 8%, -8%, from 6% to -8%, as a result of different types of catastrophes. The latest one being, of course, COVID before the drought of this year and last year. The impact of these disasters is often disproportionately felt by the most vulnerable members of our society, exacerbating poverty and inequalities. This gathering of insurance executives here today is an optimal forum to discuss issues relating to insurance solutions in the face of increased and more serious natural catastrophes on the continent. The insurance institutions are important players in risk management. Insurance cover provides protection against losses and therefore encourages and promotes sustainable investment and economic growth. The growth of the insurance industry over the years is a manifestation of its services' relevance to the market needs. I wish to reiterate that for the insurance industry to remain responsive, it needs to continue to ensure wide coverage and to reach all those that are in need of it. Another aspect is the need for innovation and introduction of new products and the use of technology to offer insurance services to the customers. Besides insurance pooling funds to cover risks, They are also critical institutions in the mobilization of savings and the deployment of such savings for development of the market in which they operate. It is important to spread risks across the border with players locally and abroad, but it is important for local institutions to develop the necessary capacity and minimize the placement of insurance beyond our markets and allow for import of specialized insurance covers. And we have tried our best here. Actually, we have one of the highest savings rates at 35% of GDP. But more than half of that leaks out to mostly Big Brother somewhere. Where's the colleague from South Africa? And then it comes back to us in all types of forms, loans from the banks from there, or products manufactured by factories there for us to consume, and so forth.